Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Part of Living Organization to Yog Vaashishtha evening session. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ। रोज की तरह आज के सत्र की भी शुरुआत हम लोग 3 बार ओम का उच्चारण करके करेंगे। टुडे वी आर ऑन 120th सेशन। आज हम लोग 120 से सत्र में यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं। Today we'll learn the chapter 93, that the dialogue between the Vidyadhar and Bhushan, and how the entire universe can be encompassed in small atom-like thing. Then we'll also look at that what is the Bhushanda continues to guide Vidyadhar, and how there is an illusionary story of Indra, that how that Indra gets into the smallest particle, and then how he can set up the entire universe over there. So here basically we are trying to look at the spread of this Maya, this illusion, this optical illusion, or this illusion which is there, or delusion which is there in this entire world, how this entire world is actually an unreal world. That thing will become very obvious and clear. And then how one can get out of it, just that it is because of that ego sense that I exist, and then I exist, and then because of that we are not really able to perceive that non-real nature of this world. How one can get rid of that. So we'll look into all such details today. So let's continue with our session by chanting Om 3 times. So let's all sit comfortably, आराम से बैठ जाए, spine erect, shoulders relaxed, neck straight, and let us all close our eyes. Let us bring back our attention to our breath. Breathe in and let go. Take one more deep breath and exhale completely. Let us chant Om 3 times. Breathe in for Om chanting. Let us invoke the divinity within. गुरु का आवाहन कर ले. पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानंद रूपोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम्। Let's express our gratitude towards the Master. गुरु वंदना कर ले। गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर् साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Let us pray to the Master, to the Divinity. Whatever the words that come out of this mouth, whatever the actions that are happening, whatever the thoughts hold on to this mind, and the power of discrimination that arise in our intellect, the impression that we getting created in the memory, and if still there is an iota of that I, me. Let all these known and unknown levels of existence be inspired by the Master alone. If you have already experienced that bhakti, that freedom, liberation, then let this remaining life also be inspired by the Master alone. Realize this. Feeling the presence of the Master within and outside, slowly and gradually, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो। Jagdev, so let's continue. Welcome all our Zoom participants, all our Facebook viewers, and all our YouTube viewers. So today we are on chapter number 7. That's the last chapter, Nirvan Prakaran Uttarradh, and we are under chapter number 93. So this is dialogue between the Vidyadhar and Bhushan still continues in the chapter number 93 as a part third story of that. And let's continue with the session now. Let's see what is it there. So here this Bhushan continues to address the Vidyadhar. But the Vidyadhar is the one who is a seeker here, and the Bhushan is the one who is giving the knowledge to Vidyadhar. And the story of that was told by Kaka Bhushan to Vaashishtha Muni, and the Vaashishtha Muni is telling that same story now to the Rama, just to make Rama and other people who are listening to that to get into that real self-realization towards that nirvana. So here the Bhushan addresses to Vidyadhara, hey Vidyadhara, if you look at this illusionary world, it is called a Maya. This illusionary world that is there in this Jagat, in this world, there is Disha, the direction, Sthala, the location, and the Kal, the time. That is what is you see. How they are really not real, how they are just mithya, is something that one more yukti I will do, and I will tell you that thing. So like the space, if you see in the space at a time, if that illumination, that prakasha, that light is there, does it take really time to spread that? It just appears that that is there, right? That light is there. So like that, if you see it, it becomes like an pillar of that thing. So if you look at the other aspects of this drishti and the srishtivad, no, so there is this drishti. So it says yatha drishti tatha srishti. There is a saying like this, no. So whatever your vision is there, what is it that you want to look at? This world will appear to you like that. Yatha drishti tatha srishti. So like that, there is this thing. So if you that perspective in this desh and kala, because of that this the world appears to expand it here like this. In reality, in the spiritual angle, if you see in the mic perspective, you see it has really, there is no desh and kala. This expectation itself is not there in this jagatraya. This because of your mana, because of the sankalpa that appears inside you, because of that only it is so small, it is so tiny, and it is like, it is just like air that is there. Because of that, in that there any component, that any spandan, there is any vibration that can happen, no, it is even not possible. No, it is just impossible to get that there. No, so like that, if you see that in the fragrance that is there in the air, if you look at that fragrance, that is so small, that is so tiny. Yet if we go and see it is in the form of your air, we are able to experience that fragrance that is there. So like that, if you see this Jagat Roop, this universe and this Brahmanda, no, in that it is just even smaller and tinier than the item. And if you look at that, it is even tiny, that even the item in front of that also we can call it as a stool. It is even smaller than that. So like that, but if you see it from the fragrance, what is the existence of the fragrance? It is so small, tiny particle fragrance. But still, it comes into contact with the humans and the thing, we are able to smell that fragrance, right? So this is even smaller than that. Look at that fragrance itself, that particle itself is so small. And this Chaitana, this thing is even smaller than that. Just to experience this, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was this fruit, and in that fruit, there was this imaginated, this imaginated thing that Sakshibha was there, and in that imaginated thing, the one who dreams, like the one who looks at its own dream, no? So like that, in this prapancha, in this thing, this it spoons, it's like that, that wanting to do something which is separate than thinking, that comes into picture. That is what is called the chaitya. And in that chaitya, in the chidakash, that drishti and srishti, what that is been experienced. So he says that, hey Vidyadhara, to understand this, what I'm saying here, I will tell you this one Puratana history, that is there, which is famous. So using that, you will be able to go into details of that. So he says that once upon a time, this we know that there are three bhuna. There is a Swargaloka, Bhuloka, Pataloka. In all these three loka, there is this Indra, who is the Lord Indra. So once upon this, in Lord Indra, he happened to see that if you see the sunlight which is coming out of your window, and you will see that there will be the small particles of things, then there will be millions of them that you will see. They are just floating. So if it is Earth atmosphere, there are those small tiny particles which are there. That because of that, this environment is formed. So even she was looking at a small thing in the ray of sunlight. That point of time, in one of that particle, what that Indra saw is, I am telling you, So once upon a time, he sees into that thing, and he said that there is inside that particle, there was one kalparuksha, and on the branches of that kalparuksha, there were one Swarga Loka and one Patal Loka and the Bhu Loka also. In the particle of a smallest tiny particle, which is there in the sunlight, like this, there are millions of them, and in one of the particle, he happens to see the three lokas over there. And then in that three loka, he sees there are asuras, there are these different gods, there are these different insects, and they are spending like bees, they are making sounds, and there is this chamatkarik, this miraculous, because of the vasana, they have become really acquired some fruits of that. There were so many trees inside it, and because of that, in the chitta, because of that, it appeared to be very fantastic, because that of chitta is there. And then there is this for the moksha, there is this door, the moksha door. We say na, the swargodar moksha door. That door is there. In that only means what is being trying to say, that this entire Brahman, this entire universe was present in that smallest particle. And then there is this Anandagani, this Sarva Vapak, this Paripurna Brahma also was there on that same Ruksha. So like this, if we look at it from the perspective of this Aham Bhav, that's that the one who is separate, that thing which feels that I am separate from something, that Aham Bhav was there, that thing was there, and then because of that, it appeared that there is a very big thing, and because of that, there are all these different nadis which are there inside your the veins, different nadis. It was there, that ruksha, that thing was there in that, and in that also that ras which is flowing in that thing, it was flowing through those nadis. And then there were also the small tiny nakshatras which were there hanging over there, and the sukshma pancha mahabhuta and the tanmatra kusha that was sthit. And in the end of the Mahakalpa, this used to that fruit of that thing which was there, it was about to fall, means it is about to do the destruction, no, the pralaya of this thing. That thing, that time had come, and that point of time, that fruit, some portion of that fruit was eaten by the crow, and some portion of that fruit was eaten by the another animal like a cuckoo. No? So he says that like the one which was thinking about things where the shastras and these things and everything is a mithya. And then that avidya is what eats that portion, and the one who eats that keval, and in that there is only what remains is that cravings. But the small other portion of that fruit is been eaten by the cuckoo, and that cuckoo, it is going on according to the shastra, that that thing was there, and then that particular fruit experiences the Brahma Bhava. So like this, the thing continues, and then he says that like this, in that small little tiny fruit and the small little particle which is there in the sunlight, he sees these things, and in that only he sees. And then in what he does, that he gets into that small fruit, and then there he sees all these things, just like that the bee which becomes the queen of that bee's nest, and then it continues to rule that thing like that. It continues to do that, and it gets inside to that, and it makes illusionary bhava. He just think that he has become he has set up the entire three different bhuvanas. He sees that he has set up the three bhuvanas over there, and he says that there in that thing there is a this other things, suras and devas, they are fighting with each other, and then in that he lose that battle, and then he runs away from there, and all the demons are running after him, and wherever he gets a small little time, he gets into that smallest particle there, that is where there, And then there itself, just like the bhrunga, that bhrunga is there, it enters into the lotus flower and stays over there. Like that, spread spectrum of light that was falling through that, he gets into that one of the particle, into that he enters into that. Now this is another particle. In the first particle, he saw that all the Brahmand over there. Now he enters himself to hide himself. He gets into the another particle of that, and then once he gets into that another particle, that is called as Tras Renu. Means it is something which is very, very tiny. This Renu is an unit of your measurement. So if you say that it's very tiny, Tras Renu. So he says that, and in that tiny particle, with his own sankalpa, he creates a new universe over there, and that is there. He creates the different Gruva, then he creates the Tribhuvana also, all the three lokas. Then and in that he will become the Indra. Now the Indra things, that subtle body which is entered inside that small particle, now is assuming the form of Indra, and he becomes the Lord Indra over there. And like that, he spends time over there, and then he gets a Kunda. He gets one son. He say his name is Kunda, and then when the Indra's life is finished, this Kunda takes over, and like that, this thing continues in that small particle, one after another. That thing, his vanshas, his ancestors, it keeps spreading. And right now, if you look at it, there is this Anshak Namak king who is there in that particle, and he is ruling that Brahmanda. He is ruling there, So like that. So he say like this Vidyadhara, if you look at this, in that Surya Kirana, in that sunlight, there are many such particles, and in many such particles, many such Indras have entered over there, and with their sankalpa, they have created their own universe over there. So like this, if you look at this I am talking only one ray of light in which all these particles exist. Imagine so many such particles exist, and imagine so many such Brahmanda exist. So such a vastness, such a in-depth things, such a illusionary thing that exists in this world, and that is what is nothing but the Maya. So he continued to explain that again, that Indra, who continued to fight with the Daitya, he wins over, and he does the 100 Ashwaya Madhya Yajna. He does the Yap Tapa Niyam of following that thing. Finally, he gets into the Atma Jnana, Atma Sakshatkar Jnana Prapti. So like that, then after that particular Indra also continue to do his actions according to the Prapta Karma. He continues to do like that. So like that, he says that after some time again, after living there for multiple years, he happens to get into the another one, and then again he does this Yuddha, war happens over there. Then that Shrunkala, that series of this war, that winning, losing, that continues like this. And after that, now he says that now done with this, been there, done that, let me go ahead and now settle myself. And he goes and he gets into the meditative state of mind, and then in that thing, that chitra, that thing, he sees himself as a Brahma. Like that, he gets this icha. So like that he does, and he goes and he sits in a calm state of mind. He becomes completely peaceful. He leaves behind the antarbhaya, all this vikshepa rahitnam, all this distortion that because of which we get stuck. He gets out of that thing, and he remains stable and this. So like this, he continues to like that. Then like this he sees. So he says that these things are happening again and again, puna puna. But leaving all that thing in all the tribuna, he says that is that one Atma Tattva. That is what is this. So if you see this Mahamati Indra, like this, krama, like this, one by one, he gets into all this tribuna, and he sees himself as this. Hey Vidyadhara, there are Sahasthavati, there are thousands of such Indra who has gone there, and we have created this Akasha, and it is there, and it will happen. It has happened in the past, it will continue to happen in the future also. Like this, that water which flows in the river, like this is all continuously happening, it's all continuously flowing. So like this, hey Vidyadhara, like this which I told you earlier, that seven awareness stands, that's Sapta Bhumika, that of knowledge, the one from the Sattva Patti till the sixth, that is Padartha Bhavini. You continue to adopt these things, that you be in the form of Shiva, be in the form of Brahma, and like that all these rivers which are flowing like this will continue, and then this Maya is spread over many such. It has Ananta, there is no end to it. Like that, if you see that in that, this is there. So in that, all these things, what remains is only that Satya Swarupa, Akhanda, Brahma Tattva, and you because of that only this Maya, which is very illusionary thing, which is spread across here, will really go and become diminished. It will go out of it. So what will that will, and such a vichitra, such a miraculous, chamatkari, this Maya is there, the spread of that. Now here Vidyadhara, with this, from where this Maya have really come from, where does it say, where and how does it one can get over it, and what is the form of that? If you really look at it, and if you really try to put an effort to explain that Maya, so that is really anirvachaniya. Anirvachaniya is beyond the capacity of your word to explain, that it is such a vast, it is such a spread. So like that. So really it is like, it is, that's a, and why it, despite of it is like this, why it becomes so real to the people, why this Maya becomes so real to the people? It is said it's purely because of that Bhranti, because of that Brahma, it has that Aham Bhavana, because of that I am somebody separate, and that separateness from the one which is there, this Maya appears to be so real, so real to the people. So what really one needs to do, really, if you need to go get into a real understanding of this, and one really get out of this, that is one, that's sthiti, that Brahma sthiti, that Shiva sthiti, that thing. Because of that, if you remove this ignorance of this aham bhavana, get into the anaham bhavana, I am not this, then one really can establish itself into that niratishaya, nirapeksha, sankalpa shunya, sarvatra sama Brahma sthiti, anaham rup, this, because in that, this anaham rup, this sansara, there is no reason for such sansara to exist. In that Brahma sthiti, you become like that. So like this, if you see that different upaya, different solutions, if one implements different pramanas, if you see that it is really obvious that this jagat, these things is purely because of that ahankara, this. And if that ahankara abhava is there, if that ego, that feeling of separateness is not there, what remains, what you will see in that thing is that Shant, that Brahma, that Shiva sthiti is what will you really experience. If it is not, then you will really experience the sorrow, really experience these things. And living dead all these things, you become calm and quiet. Something which does not exist, and why you are getting worried for that, why you are regretting on that, something which does not exist. And then what remains is that avashishta dukkha vikshepa rahit, that sorrow is not there, that is what you are, that is what is there. Now you need to really get out of this agyan, this nidra, this sleep. Until now you have been there, and now you are really awake. You are in that awake state, you are in awareness, aware state, highlighted awareness state, you are there. And in this state only, now you do not allow this jagata bhranti, this illusionary things to take over of this, and you remain pure like this, nishkalanka. You become that Atma, Shiva. No, that is what you are. That is what this peaceful-ish you are. So like this array in this entire universe, this mithya kalpana is there in the shunya, that you mountain like sthiti, that thing is just like that, it will automatically become diminished. Just like that illusionary is there, it will become it will disappear, and what will remain is that Brahmanda Parmanu Akash Swarup, that is like a space, that is which is pure like a space, that is what will remain. Listening to these fine words of Bhushanda, Vidyadhara really gets into the Param Shanti. So here the Vaashishtha says that he's addressing it to Vaashishtha, the Bhushanda. Like this, hey Vaashishtha, after listening to my words, that Vidyadhar have really become calm and quiet, and that drishya jnana, that thing, because of that he has really established himself into knowledge. All his indriya, all his activities have succeeded, and he has just become stable in the mind. Also has subsided. He's got into the meditative state. He got into the samadhi, and that chit chidekuru brahma tadatma, that real atma gyan is really done in him. And then, despite of I have put an effort to make him come out of that sthiti, he never got back there. He has really attained that supreme Parama Shanti. And then, because he was Shrestha Adhikari, because he deserved that, because of his all these things, even the smallest small such saying or such upadesha, the guidance that has really worked for them, he became the Prabuddha Jnani. He is really that Shravana, that thing has really established the my words have become as his own experience, and he has really established. So like this, he is addressing to Vashishta, hey Muni Shrestha, like this, some of the people who are moved, some of the people who are ignorant, but yet they have the Dirgha Ayushya like this, and such Dirgha Ayushya people, such people who has this life, long life, they things because of the a little bit of knowledge, because their purity that has dawned in them, because of such a small little saying, such a small little knowledge also can give them the experience of that Atma Jnana. Because of that only such person like Vidyadhara, he has attained that enlightened state, that Atma Jnana. No? So like this, if you see in this, and here many such things, no? Because of this samupadeshana, because of this knowledge which has been passed on this, they really get out of this avidya, and that is what is worth in life. So here this is Vashishta is telling this thing to Rama. Says Rama like this, after saying, telling me all the things, that Kakabhushanda have remained silent, right? He has remained silent, like on the mountain there is that Shant, Parama Shanti is there, that there is this peace is there, silence is there. Like that Kakabhushanta enters into that silence. They just remain calm and quiet. So like that, after that, I said goodbye to Kakabhushanda, and then I approached that Vidyadhara. So when I really wanted to say that, okay, such Vidyadhara existed, and then he has attained such a state of Jivan Mukti, this is Khatri, just validate. I happened to meet the Vidyadhara also, like that he tells to the Rama. So like then say that after that I went back to my stay where I stay in the Muni Mandala, and I is there. That is where this dialogue that happened between the Kakabhushanda and that Charcha, in that, like this, almost 11 Mahayuga passed like this in this thing, while this discussion were going on with the Kakabhushanda. It was so big when he was telling all these things, because of the difference between, we have seen that difference between the different two lokas. No, on the planet Earth, when this happened, it might have just passed some time, but on the planet here, 11 Mahayugas are passed. One Mahayuga is equivalent to the 4 yugas. So 11 such Mahayuga already passed here, and that is where this chapter number 93 concludes. So today I'll take a pause here so that we can meet tomorrow. Jai Gurudev.